So here is the Micro Galaxy Squadron Boba Fett Starship, otherwise known as the Slave One. So what I'll do here is walk through the features on this one, what it comes with, and then do a size comparison relative to Action Fleet, as well as just some measurements of it. So starting out first with the box. So the box is really big, much bigger than the actual ship is, obviously. So here's what it looks like from the outside. Got figures, that stuff. Turn it around on the back, you see some of the features of it. It's got this little thing here, ramp that comes down, window that opens, cutout, and all the other stuff that's on. That's that. So the one great thing is when you open this up, it does come with a huge insert, which is really nice. So this is what the insert looks like. So you can use this as a backdrop, maybe like that. Obviously you can make it wider. Really cool to have this as a feature inside of the package. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the ship here. So the first thing from the outside is, this is one of the major features to it, is that when it's in a horizontal mode like this, you can see the wings are down. And then now as I go to stand it up, you'll see that the wings actually pop to the side. So the one complaint that I have about this is that these don't actually lock in place. So you can see if I hold it like this, the wings just fall back down. So the interior part of it also does the same thing, where as I change it to move it more horizontal, you'll see that it's adjusting as well. It's a really, really cool feature to it. It just missed the mark for me because it doesn't lock in place. So, you know, if you were to be playing with this, you would go, okay, yeah, I want to go into flight mode, and then all of a sudden the wings fall down, and it doesn't really work that way anymore. Now, the other thing from an outside perspective is the wash on this is just really heavy, and it looks kind of crappy. I already started to pull it off a little bit right here. I'm going to take most of the wash off of this anyways, but just wanted you to be able to see this before I did that. So this is the front of it, and then here is what the back looks like. So let me do a couple quick measurements, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the figures. So this guy is about 8 inches, roughly 8 inches top to bottom. From wing to wing, it's about 7.5. And then height wise, it is roughly 3 inches, call it 3.25 maybe, with the guns up, depending on how you want to do it. So that is that. Here is what it looks like relative to the Action Fleet Slave One. So you can see, again, quite a bit bigger than that one. It looks like on the side. And that's that. So now some of the other things that this thing does. So you have the guns here on the front that twist. Again, you have the cockpit actually opens here, which I'll take the figures out here in a second, show them. The figures are actually pretty cool. They're really the thing that I think makes this ship for me. And then on the back, this little door opens up. This is really cool to have this. I wish they had just painted that or something. It looks kind of silly, just like a little indent. It looks like just like everything else that's on the back of this. And then you can open it up. So another thing that I just really wish was slightly different. So on this one, you have this big door, which when it's in this flight position, the door looks like a door. It's not really hidden very well. So, but when it's in its, landed position, it is pretty cool. So this opens up. You've got like a little gun cabinet thing in there, which I've got Boba Fett's jetpack on there right now. That's what the inside looks like. And then you have the ramp that comes down. Here, this guy slides all the way down. And then you can push this little door through. and lock that in place. So great that you can lock that in place. And this thing slides up. The door comes down and locks in place. The cockpit locks in place, but the wings don't. Now, getting the figures in and out of this is kind of a pain in the butt. It took me a little while to get the figure in. So you can see there's actually little, little arm rests or whatever you want to call them that the legs stick in. So they do actually sit in here pretty nice. But now I'll go ahead and just take them out so we can see them. So these, so first we'll see Fennec. Pretty awesome detail on there, the little braid on the back. Again, like we've seen with a lot of these, it'd be nice to have just a little more paint on them. An inch tall, just like all the rest. Here is Boba Fett, also an inch tall. And then also you can see on his helmet, his visor is not painted. They've got a lot of other paint on it, but for whatever reason, they didn't paint the visor. So there's a little hole in his back for his jetpack. So I'll just go ahead and pop this guy on. So getting the jetpack onto this peg hole here was challenging because the jetpack is like a really flimsy plastic. So, I mean, you can bend this thing quite a bit. So you just have to be careful with it. So we'll see, this guy's plugs right in here on his back. There he is. So pretty cool. So overall, great ship. So iconic. I mean, you can't not have it. I wish they had got some way to lock the wings in place. I may try to figure that out on my own, how I could do it. And then try to remove some of the wash off of this just so that it looks a little bit nicer, and maybe able to get some of the colors to pop on it a little bit more, because it does look kind of dull and it feels pretty grimy, like there is an acrylic wash on it and that wasn't wiped off. So other than that, that is the Boba Fett Starship Micro Galaxy Squadron. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.